All right, this next game here was my game 200 project. This whole game here was made from a custom engine, so all from scratch. Of course, using libraries such as Fmod, as you saw there, DirectX is what we used for graphics processing, and I think that's the main thing. Oh yeah, uh, SDL2 uh, for input processing. There we go. Yeah, here is Window Madness. This was my 200 level project made with Ben, Andrew, Sam, Andrew, alongside myself, of course. Oh, and Xiao. Uh, so a fairly large team, or I guess average in terms of DigiPen size teams. And it's called Window Madness. This game concept was, I mean, pretty much my own idea. I started the game team with the idea of windows interacting with each other and how that would work as like a 2D platformer. Um, and kind of made the team based off of that, or just people join the team liking that idea. Here you can see the title screen, which is reminiscent of just an operating system with the icons that you can select to open up. And here are some settings. I can change full screen. You can look at the controls. There's a very quick, drawn up explanation of the game and its mechanics. Credits here, which I think, yeah, it takes you to different game states, so we do have that. We'll just, are you sure? Yeah, there we go. 6 people. Um, and then faculty advisors. All right, close this. Never mind, there's no hotkey to close it. All right, we'll sit through this. But yeah, all the art was done by me. I'm not an artist, or at least I wouldn't consider myself an artist, but at the same time, I do in terms of the fact that I like to make art and feel like I'm decent at it. But yeah, you can see here the art works. It's good for someone who doesn't make art, but it definitely is lacking in some art design and the rest of stuff. Oh wow, did the credits? Okay, wow, that had a long exit. Um, yeah, but we're not really here to talk about the art because that's not what we hired for, at least. Uh, Here you can see got a quick level select where we got the beginning, and you can switch between different views of just big icons or a list view, like a file would be, um, file window. And you can see the cool animation as it switches between the two. All right, I'm not an artist, that's right. Don't talk about that. Here's a quick loading screen. Ignore the flash. It's just a nice loading bar. As you can see, it is still in kind of a rough phase, as there should be an X button there to close it. Oh, did I? That completely deleted the window. Yeah. Um, well, unfortunately, I'll have to restart the level. But good news is, this game's not published yet. I actually exited the entire game. So that will be an issue for you in the future when you do play it. The goal is, yeah, see now it's back. The goal is to probably remake this game from the ground up. Um, just because a lot of the coding in the back end for these windows here uh, was not how I envisioned it, first of all, and secondly, because it is all custom engine, it is not the prettiest. Um, but yeah, the original idea for how this would work is all of the tiles inside a window is literally just a grid uh, or an array of numbers, just kind of like a collision map essentially. So the tiles are ones, nothing is zero, and if you have multiple windows, which we'll get to, all you're doing is having your main collision map, and you're just pasting these windows, kind of like stamps on top of each other. And if you're pasting a stamp over another stamp, only the top stamp really matters. All the ones below it just get erased. And that's how the collision would work. But what was done in this game is actually all of these are objects, and when another window's over it, I believe it either turns it off or deletes it. However, deleting probably would take up a lot of processing power, so I don't think it does that exactly. But yeah, it's rough. So here we go. Here's the first level where it explains to you the mechanics of the game. So click start and clamping moves. As you can see here, oh, look at that amazing animation. That took me so long to make. This is actually a slightly updated version than the one submitted to DigiPen, where I have more animations of the player and the level select is actually finished, where I don't think that was completed then. But yeah, this level introduces the next mechanic, where we have the two windows. You can move them around. The goal is still to collect all the files, but if you hit start now, you run into the errors and die. So we need to cover that up. However, just covering up won't work. You need to cover it up and let Clampy be able to pass through. And there we go, just like that. And it works. However, this level wasn't talking or trying to explain about moving windows, so we just had the windows all be placed in the proper positions. You just needed to click to rearrange it, as that's another main mechanic. That is what's on top. Just because you have two windows in the proper place doesn't mean it's 100% correct, because layering matters. So here, you can move them around by clicking and dragging. And then, look at that. Nice particles, and win the level. Let's check to see if this works in here. Nope, I guess not. These buttons down here would be able to open and close the windows in case the space gets too cluttered. However, I haven't found anyone actually using that during playtesting. And there you go. There's the next level of our tutorial. Final level of the tutorial, I mean. And then here, there's a little more difficult, as you gotta move all the windows. There's nothing pre-placed for you. And just a little staircase. And then this one, you kind of have to think about how Clampy actually reverses movement. So if we place all the floors down so that Clampy doesn't fall, then we need to make sure that he can actually get reversed there and reach the goal. There you go. Are these increasing in number? That's interesting. And this level is to teach you that literally any tile can bump Clampy back. So it's not like it needs to be too tall. Just one tall block can block him. He's not going to walk up like a staircase of 1x1s. This next level is more interesting in terms of, let's say I place the wall first. And then I want to place this down. But I can't, actually. Because look here, there's that gap between the block and the edge. So you can't directly place this one over. So you're going to need to use this window here to be placed on top of that. So the edge here reaches the edge of that platform. And then you can finish the level. I definitely think that in a future edition, we might make the files or trash can one tile, or at least more visibly that it takes up 9 tiles. As you can see here, it is within inside a 3x3. However, not all the times do you think that the collision would work for that, especially when it's no longer over the grid. You can't really tell what tile it's supposed to be over. And then this level here is the opposite of that, to show that you would need to have this window on top. And then the third level of the series is taking all that knowledge on top of it and making it fully apparent to the player, just like that. This level was created by Bryan, Shumway. I don't know, just some tidbit of information that I had on top of my head. This is the final level, at least that was released at DigiPen. We didn't have that many. There's a lot more plans, but making the custom engine took a lot of time, and we didn't have a lot of time to actually get all the mechanics in, like elevators using sliding bars and more. But this is what we got so far, and we thought that the mechanic worked really well, and that's what we had for this project. Turned out well in the end, even if it was kind of just a quick prototype. But yeah, thank you for watching this very short showcase of Window Madness, and I will see you in the next one.